So we're just waiting for others to join. So in the next 6 minutes, that should be 8 p.m. Nigerian time, we will start. Thank you for joining. We just wait for others to join. As soon as it is 8 p.m. Nigerian time, you can just comment you can comment and then we start. Just trying to wait for everybody to be a part of it. Thank you for joining and welcome to the Scholarship Arc session. Just gonna keep inviting people. I don't think this person is interested. For those just joining, welcome to the Scholarship Arc. We're just waiting for others to be ready for it. Thank you so much for joining. We're just waiting for others to get in. And as soon as it is 8 p.m. Nigerian time, we'll start. I don't know if you can hear me properly. If you can hear me, just drop a comment if you can hear me. Can you drop a comment if you can hear me properly? If you're on the WhatsApp group, you can just share the link. You guys can share this link with everybody. Or any of your friends who you know might be interested in this. You can just share this link with them so they can be a part of it. Oh, great. Thank you so much, Ajibade Kehinde Joshua. Thank you. So it should be 2 minutes to 8 in Nigeria now. I hope I'm correct. It should be 2 minutes to 8 in Nigeria now. Am I correct? Why is my phone so hot? Just trying to invite as many people as possible. Mm. Mm. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just waiting for others. So as soon as we are like, let's say 5 that are live, we just like go start. As soon as, um, just hope. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Um, thank you so much, guys, for joining. Y'all can share it with others to be a part of it. You can just like invite others to be a part of it, and you can, if you're already on the group, on the WhatsApp group, you can just like drop the link. You can share the link with others to be a part of it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it a lot. And while I'm talking, if you guys have questions, just drop it in the. You can just drop it in the chat box so that I can. You can just drop it in the chat, and so I can address it. Thank you so much for joining. You can like keep sharing the link for others to be a part of it. Welcome to Scholarship Hack. So, what Scholarship Hack is about is basically people are asking on the group if it's starting now. It already started. Let me see if I can share the link. Um, um, thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I'm trying to see if I can like drop the link for others to be a part of it. Let me see. Um, yes. So it's already. Is it already 8 p.m. in Nigeria? It should be 8 p.m. now in Nigeria. Please, you can just confirm by dropping a text for me. Is it already 8 p.m. in Nigeria? Right. Thank you so much. I can see Timothy dropping the link for everybody too. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. No, thank you so much, guys. So this is what so Scholarship Arc is just it's just a give back to the community, like a give back to the society where okay, thank you, Ajibade Kende, Joshua. Thank you so much. So I'm just basically trying to like share my experience of how I got a fully funded scholarship in United States of America to study start my master's in physics at North Carolina Central University in United States of America, and I, I want to believe that there are a whole lot of undergrads and graduates in Nigeria who don't know a lot about what scholarship is like, and probably if they heard about it, if they knew about it, they would you know they would probably you know want to be a part of it. They would want to enjoy the benefit of having to study in United States of America, and that was one of the reasons why I felt like I think it will make sense to invite. I think it will make sense to share the experience. Thank you so much, guys, for your comments. I think it will make sense to share my experience of how I got my scholarship abroad, and then see how it can be of benefit to others who don't know about some of this information. Because one of the challenge that we have in Nigeria is the fact that there are a whole lot of information, scholarship information um, for people that are in high school, that is undergrads and those that are in high school that have even people who have, students who have graduated who don't know about some of this information. So I'm just going to start with sharing my story, um, my background, just do a little bit of my background. Sorry, this is my first time doing this, so it might not be extremely professional as you wanted, but I will try to do my best to ensure that I communicate, give you the best communication. So I happened to finish from Tashila University of Education. I know most of you know that. I happened to finish from Tashila University of Education in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, Nigeria. I did my undergrad program was physics education, and I didn't know so much about scholarship then anyway. I used to hear about scholarship, but I didn't know so much about it until, when I finished school. So when I finished school, I happened to, graduate as the best graduating student of my department. And my one of my seniors, as at that time, his name is Ifwal Ade is it Adewale? But I know that Folarin Sam wants to join on the video. I don't know if this um Folarin Sam. I'm gonna bring you later, okay? Folarin, I'm gonna bring you later, okay? I'm gonna bring you later to join. Don't worry. So I could remember that my senior Ifwal is in Germany now. It most likely will be either in Germany or it will be in Netherlands now. So he was the one who was like, he finished, and then immediately he finished. I think maybe a year after or 2 years after, he went to Germany to go and start his master's in physics in photonics. That was in Jena, Germany. So I was very, very, since when I heard about about Ifwal traveling to Germany, and he also graduated as the best graduating student of the department and also had a first class result. I um I wanted to know how he did it. I wanted to know how he did it. I wanted to know whether scholarship was just for first class guys or it was for even those who didn't have first. I just wanted to have an idea of what first class was like, and I also wanted to go to that school to study my master's in physics in photonics in general. So I reached out to IFWAL, and then IFWAL started mentoring me about what the scholarship is all about. I did not just reach out to IFWAL alone. I reached out to quite a number of people. I just reached out to people randomly. I started checking videos on YouTube about scholarship. That was when I started knowing about different kind of scholarships that we have: the MasterCard scholarship, the Commonwealth scholarship program, and even some scholarship programs um, that a lot of people don't know about, that are not that popular or as common as those MasterCard scholarship, or the common ones that we know. So I could remember that time that if I was like, guy, what are you doing? Like, you better like be smart with whatever it is you're doing, and as soon as you're done with this, you can start saving up your money, and you can save up your money to get the requirements for this scholarship, and you can like apply to these schools, and you will definitely be picked because even your CGPA is very, very good. So I was like, oh, okay, no problem, I'm gonna try it. And that was it. And then he gave me an idea of some of the documents that they were looking for. He said, mind you, this is just my story, and it's not the, how should I explain it to you? It's not the fact that I had a first class result does not mean that somebody who does not have a first class result cannot get a scholarship. There are a lot of guys who don't have first class results, who have very, very low CGPA, that also are on fully funded scholarship abroad. So that is one of the reasons why I want everybody to be a part of this, because a lot of people don't know that even if you don't have a first class result, you can still get a fully funded scholarship abroad, especially in USA. I'm most concerned about USA. Okay, so if I was now telling me about some of the documents that I need to get ready, he said I have to get my certificate ready. I have to collect my certificate from my school. So I'm using the story method to explain all this to you, so that you can, from my story, pinpoint some of the very important things you need. All right. So first, in every school that you want to apply to. First, let's say for instance, I'm just going to pick a random. I'm just going to pick a random course now. Let's say for instance, you did your undergrad was in thank you so much, Timothy. Thank you guys for joining. Let's say your undergrad was in computer science. Okay, let's say your undergrad was in computer science, and so what you do is you just type on Google, you type masters or MSc in computer science, okay, on Google in United States of America with fully funded scholarship. You just, once you type that on Google, it will bring a long list of schools that offer those programs. Now, on those link that they are dropping for you, that's where you are going to see the names of the school, and you are able to also check the admission requirements and the acceptance rate and a whole lot about some other information that you don't know about the schools. So say for instance, on the long list, you probably saw Yale, you probably saw University of Michigan, you probably saw Missouri, you probably saw North Carolina Central University, and then they will give you a lineup of all those universities and give you that particular program that you searched for. So you can now click on that link, and once you click on that link, you would see okay, so these are the, can we watch this again after the live session? I'm not so sure about that. I most likely might delete this. I'm not so sure, but I'll try because I know majority of you might want to see it. I'll do my best to see if I can keep it for you guys. Okay, so on the link, that's where you're now going to see the admission requirements, okay, of most of these programs. So they will say that for graduate studies, that these are the admission requirements. They will tell you that as an international student, because you're going to be coming in as an international student to this school, and then they will say that the admission requirement, you need to have certain CGPA. So but I think some departments, some schools can give you a range of, let's say they want to say that you must have a CGPA of, let's say, maybe 2 points. Let's say, I think it's almost like the highest you can see is 3.0. Okay, the highest you can see, the max you can see is 3.0 on their website. But I've seen some CGPAs like 2.7, 2.6, okay, and 2.75. Yeah, I've seen something even as low as that. And mind you, in the United States of America, they have a CGPA. The CGPA that they use, the scale they use is 4.0. It's not like Nigeria that we use 5.0. So you have to convert your CGPA scale from 5.0 to 4.0 scale, and that is, you can just convert it with percentage, and then you're able to do that. Okay, and then there are actually other means of doing that anyway, by doing the WES, they call it transcript evaluation. That is that what this organization do is that they are going to convert your CGPA, yes, that is in 5.0 scale. Say that is in 5.0 scale, they will convert it to 4.0 scale for you, because that is the CGPA scale that we use in the United States of America. Okay, so let me just go back to what I was talking about. So they will say that the CGPA requirement is 2.75, or they can say the CGPA requirement is 3.0, or they can say the CGPA requirement is 2.5, or they can say the CGPA requirement is 2.6. They are saying out of 4, not out of 5, mind you. So by the time you convert your CGPA, if you now meet the requirement, it means that you just checked out one of the requirements, and so you are good to go. Okay, if you meet up with the requirement. Now, other things that they're going to ask for is, some of them say that, oh, you must do this particular exam called graduate record examination. It's called GRE. That's the name of the exam, GRE. Oh, I'm not seeing anything. Can you guys still see me? Can everybody still hear and see me? Somebody is saying they can't see me. Can you still see me? Can you hear me? If you can see me, just let me know, please, in the chat. Can you still see me? Can you still hear me? I'm just gonna wait. Can you guys still see me? Can you still hear me? Can you still see me? Can you still hear me? Yes, thank you so much. Falari Sam, thank you. Thank you so much. So Thank you. So that means that you just checked out. That means that, thank you so much. That means that you just checked out one of the requirements, which is the CGPA requirements. Okay. Now, after that one, you can now go progress to the next stage. So some of them say that they need you to do one particular exam. The exam is called GRE. I'm going to drop it in the chat box. It's just GRE. So the full meaning of GRE is Graduate Record Examination. Some schools say that they want the GRE, but some schools say it's optional. If you don't have it, you can come with what every other thing you have. Okay. So let me quickly do a brief background of what that graduate record examination is like. Graduate record examination is an examination that you have to do just to evaluate what you have been doing. Sam, thank you so much for joining. I would have loved to bring Sam on board so that he can also share his experience of how he earned a fully funded scholarship in United States of America. Sam, can I bring you on board, please? Maybe like after I talk now, I can like bring you on board. I don't know if you mind, please. You can just let me know, Sam, in the chat if you want to also share your comment. I mean, say something, please. So Sam is a good friend of mine, actually. So he's also in the US doing his. I'm not so sure of the program, but I know it's either doing his master's or doing his PhD. I'm not so sure. And we also have Timothy here. So Timothy is also my boss here. Timothy Adekunle Adewoye. Can this be watched again after the live? Yes, of course, you can watch it. I'll try to leave it for you guys. So maybe briefly before I go out. Okay. So the graduate record examination, like I said, is not. Thank you so much, Sam. I'm going to bring you on board now. Graduate record examination is not compulsory. Like I said, it's optional, but some schools make it compulsory. So it depends on the school. So take, for instance, like I said, you can, once you check the requirement and they say that particular school that you clicked on, let's say on that website, and then they say under their admission requirement for international students, and then they say you have to do GRE. So once they say you have to do it, then you have to do it. But sometimes some people can mail the department chair or the department head, or they call them graduate coordinator, to say, can you please waive this GRE for me? And then if they say that they waive it for you, that you don't have to do the exam, then you don't have to do it. But if they say they can't waive it for you, you have to do it, then you have to do it. So, but I did the graduate record examination. I did mine in Ibadan that time, and my score was very, very low. But I think if you can score above 300, some score as high as 330. I think I can't really remember now if it is over 400. I'm not so sure. I can't remember now. But if you score above 300 upward, you are actually good to go. So mind you, like I said, all these meeting these scholarship requirements, you have to tick, like you have to meet up with all the requirements, not just one. Okay. So like I said, the first one is that you are you check the school, see if they have your course of study that you're interested in, and then you meet up with the CGPA requirement. And then after the CGPA requirement, they might say that you have to do graduate record examination. So you can go ahead, prepare yourself to do the graduate record examination. For the GRE, it might take you, like, let's say, I would recommend that you do like around maybe like 4 to 3 months to prepare for the exam. Some people spend as much as 5 months to prepare for this exam. At the end of the day, it's a function of you. It's you trying to, like, it depends on yourself. Say for instance, me, I might not be able to, considering maybe I'm working, maybe then when I was in Nigeria, I was also working, so it wasn't convenient for me to be doing GRE and then still be working. So it took me a while to prepare for the GRE exam. So it might be like it might be like it might take you like 5 months or maybe 4 months, or some maybe 6 months to prepare for the exam, but whichever is convenient for you, you do. Okay. So that is for the graduate record examination. And most times those who are in STEM are the ones who do GRE exam. What I mean by STEM is those who are in the science field. Say for instance, you are doing computer science, or let's say for instance you are doing like STEM now, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. That is what STEM is about, the science field. So those are the ones who do GRE. So I've talked about the CGPA requirements. I've talked about the GRE. Then also you have to get your mind you, you have to send your transcript as well to them, your international transcript as well to them, okay? And your international transcript, you have to like reach out to your school and then tell them that you want to send your international transcript to that school, okay? And you will have to pay your school. When I was going to collect my international transcript from my school, I had to pay as high as, I think maybe around 50,000 naira to collect my international transcript, okay? So you have to collect your international transcript and send it. But it will make sense if you want to collect your international transcript for your school. I would advise, although this route that I want to recommend is expensive, but you can collect your transcript from your school and send it to a particular company called WES. Like I said, there are different organizations. Like there is WES, which is it West? I've forgotten, but it's WES, WES. WES is an evaluating body. They evaluate your transcript. That is, they change your transcript on a scale of 5.0 to 4.0. So you can send your transcript to you can send that your transcript to WES or ECE for them to, after they evaluate, they can keep it for you. So once they keep that transcript for you, you don't have to go back to your school again and be telling them that you want to collect, because each time, most for my school, that's how they do it. I don't know about your own school, but that's how they do it in my school. Like if you, for my school, yes, thank you so much. Sam just dropped the website on the chat box. That's wes.org, wes.org. So for my school, like say for instance, let's say for instance, I saw masters in physics in like 4 different schools, about 2000, I mean about $220. Thank you so much, Sam. So for instance, in my own school, I wanted to apply to almost 4 different schools because they had MSc physics and they were willing to offer me scholarship. Now it means that I have to send my transcript, my official transcript to all these 4 schools. And if I have to go back to my school every time and say I'm going to meet my registrar and say I want to collect my transcript, I want to collect my transcript, they know that I want to jackpot. And because they know that I want to jackpot, they will always want to collect 50,000 naira from me each time I want to send it to the school I want to apply to. Meaning that I'm going to pay 50,000 naira in 4 places. That's going to be like that's going to be like 200,000 naira. So what I did was I just collected my transcript from my school and sent it to WES. If you collect your transcript and send it to WES or you send it to ECE, they will evaluate your transcript and keep it for you. So once they keep it for you, you can now ask, you don't have to, you will only have to pay WES maybe around as low as $10 after they've already helped you to evaluate it by paying $220. So you'll now be paying them maybe $10, or maybe, I can't really remember, maybe $20, depending on that particular organization, okay? And then they will help you to be sending it to every school you want to apply to. So other than that, I will leave the transcript side and then go now to the fact that you also need your international passport. You need your international passport in all of these application processes. You need your international passport. So there are several ways you can, get your international passports done. I'm not going to give you a link. I don't know, but I know that if you are in Shagamu, you can like get your international. There's an immigration company in Ogun State, like in a lot of places. Just go and get your international passport anywhere, anyhow. I know it's very, very expensive now in Nigeria, but just get your international passport if you want to. If you want to get any scholarship abroad, you have to get your international passport. So I've talked about international passport. Then another thing that you also need to do is on the website. Don't forget, I said they are going to mention your transcript. They are going to tell you about the CGPA requirements. I've talked about the GRE exam, whether it's optional or not optional, and whether you have to do it. I said that for those who are in STEM, you will do it, but for those who are in non-STEM, you don't have to do the GRE exam, okay? And the GRE exam is also, the time that I did it, I think I did it around maybe $220 or $216 or $219. It is also expensive too, okay? All these things are serious investments, so like you will spend money, but at the end of the day, one scholarship like this that you get, one scholarship offer that you get like this will solve all the problem of the money that you've spent. So it's an investment worth it, okay? If you really, really desire that, you really, really want to tread this jackpot route, or people are doing jackpot because they want to, like, people want to, you know, have a better life, or people want to progress with their academics. Okay, so so you also, like I said, you also need what we call the statement of purpose, or SOP. Some people call it SOP and some people call it motivation letter. They're all the same thing. SOP, statement of purpose, motivation letter. So this letter is a very, very simple letter. It is a letter about yourself, about why you want to, because they will ask that on the website, they will ask that you should write a motivation letter of, let's say, like 1,000 words, or let's say like 1,500 words. There will be a word limit for you, and some schools might not put the actual word limit. Okay, but it is called a motivation letter. It's just, I mean, your live stream. Oh, great, that's beautiful. Bola Pius. Bola Pius, can you like can you drop a comment? Can you drop a comment? I can't see you. I can't see you. Bola Pius is supposed to be a part of this too. Motivation letter and SOP are not 100% the same thing. Yes, yeah, that's why I want to bring you on board. Bola Pius is correcting me already that I just made a mistake now. That's why I want to bring him on board. Can you like just say something? So I don't know where you are, so I can bring you on board as well. I know I'm still going to be bringing, and please stop using Jack Baward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, I have a lot of Oga in this. This is my first time doing this, so I honestly might not be able to use the actual words that you love. I mean, that are, you know, perfect, but I'm just doing the little I can, the little that I know, so that, you know, y'all can get the information properly. So Bola, can you like just, I don't know how to bring you online. Like, can you request so I can like bring you online? I can't see it. So I'm just going to continue anyway. So you need the statement of purpose. Like I said, the statement of purpose is a letter that talks about yourself. Say, so let me just give you an idea of what my statement of purpose is like. Do I have my SOP in this on my PC right now? Let me see if I can get my statement of purpose and read it for you. I'm not so sure if I still have it here, but in order not to waste our time, my statement of purpose was more like, good, my name is. It's a letter that you write to the professor that you're going to be working with, or it's a letter that you submit alongside with your application. I mean, the documents that are required of you. Okay, so you say, my name is. That is where you talk about your background. My name is Godwin Smart, and I'm a graduate of Tashilaran University of Education. I graduated as the best graduating student with a CGPA of 4.0 out of a scale of 5.0. And I am, so you get to like tell them about your research work that you did, why you want to pick that particular course that you want to do. So why you are so keen about masters in physics, or why you are so keen about masters in computer science, or why you are so keen about your MBA, your masters in business, or whatever. So that's where you tell them your passion, why you're so interested in it. So you can say physics had ever been something that you have always wanted to do since you finished your high school, and that your ultimate dream or your goal is to become an academician at the end of the day, and become a professor, and probably at the end of the day, you know, have work as a maybe a research analyst, or maybe work as a researcher in one particular institute, or come back to your alma mater to come and work as a lecturer or something. So it depends on what exactly is your own storyline. Okay, so that's where you get to tell them about. You also mentioned some of your research experiences, so you can tell them that that you did. You can tell them that you did you can tell them about your undergraduate research experience. Like my undergraduate research work was in the design of anaerobic biogas digester for the production of methane and all those things. You just give them a brief about your undergrad research, just to what you are trying to do is you want to mention why you are so keen about, why you are interested in this thing, why you want to do your master's in their school, why you want to do that particular master's program, and tell them about your leadership traits. You want to reflect your leadership traits. You want to reflect your academic ability. All right, those are things that you want to mention, and you want to tell them what this scholarship opportunity, if they give you this fully funded scholarship, what it's going to give to you, okay, what it's going to be to you, okay, what value it's going to add to you. So those are things that you outline in your statement of purpose, okay. And of course, there is what they call English proficiency exam. That one is what majority of you know as either IELTS or TOEFL. Now, because I am very, very particular about United States of America, I don't know so much about every other country, maybe Canada or Germany. But I know that in United States of America, they used to do TOEFL. They collect TOEFL. Okay. I think it is test of English proficiency language or something like that. TOEFL, TOEFL. All right. So I know that exam, as at that time, I'm not so sure. I know as at that time it was around 70,000 naira, but I did not do it. I didn't do it because I could waive it. How was I able to waive it? Because my school, my country, Nigeria, is an English speaking country. So I wrote to the school, to the graduate coordinator, and I also wrote to the department chair. The department chair, they use the term department chair here, but in Nigeria we use HOD, head of department. So I wrote to them and told them that because my country is an English speaking country, can they help me waive the exam, and then I will not do it. So what I did was, they said that if I am able to get a letter from my school stating that that confirms what I'm saying, that I undertook all my courses in English, that they are going to waive it for me. So what I did was I just reached out to my HOD at Tajlan University of Education, and they were able to help me to write a letter. It's called English Proficiency Letter, English Proficiency Letter. So on the letter, it states that Godwin Smart is a student of Tajlan University of Education, and he undertook all his courses in English, so therefore you should allow him to just waive the English, whatever. That's just waive the English exam, English proficiency exam for him, because he does not the country that he's coming from and the school he's coming from is they are speaking in English in it. And that was it. That was the document I submitted, and that was how they waived it for me. So that is for the English proficiency letter. And you also need your resume to be properly, you need an academic resume. And once your academic resume, spells out, thank you so much, sir. Mr. Adewale Kaya, they just mentioned that the test of English as a language is around $160 to $300. Thank you so much, sir. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if this is a fact, but at least this is an information that you can fly with, and then you can also check online on Google. You can ask people around and all that. Allow viewers to request to join you on this video. No, I want to try to bring Bola Pius or the other guys so they can say more about this. Bola Pius, I can say I really want you to come. I really want you to join this so you can say something. And then Timothy too. Sorry guys, I'm trying to. Bola Pius, is it possible for you to join this? I can't. I'm coming. Let me just try to see. Yes. I still can't. Bola Pius, I don't know where he is. Okay. Is Sam here? Sam, do you want to Sam? Is Sam still here? Sam, Mokafe Yusuf. Is Sam still here? Because I can't hear from Bola Pius now. Is Sam still here? I want to bring him on board so he can also share his experience. And then I'm supposed to also bring Timothy on board to say something. So pending the time that I get a response from Timothy and I get a response from Bola Pius and Sam, so you will have to write an academic resume. Okay, so your academic resume is different from the job kind of resume that we write. Okay, it is coming. Let me see if I can bring Sam on board. I don't know. I don't know why I'm strong. I can't bring someone board. I don't know. I can't bring someone board now. So for the resume, I would have shown you a sample. I don't know why my computer is, acting up. But for your academic resume, you have to um reflect your research. Like, you have to, how you write a resume now. You put your information on it, your name, your biodata, your date of birth, your phone number, probably your LinkedIn profile on the top. And then you're also talking about what I did was I went straight to the point, because I know what exactly they're going to ask for. So I mentioned my research experiences, what I've done so far, and I mentioned my undergraduate research, all the research that I've ever done. Even if I helped my friends in school to do anything research, I, just pumped everything there. Okay, it's not compulsory that it must be a research that you've already published, like a paper that you've already published. So I just mentioned everything, all my research work that I did in my undergrad, even the ones that I helped my friend to do. Everything, I wrote everything, almost like maybe 6 or 7. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, Fashe Moses Taiwo, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So so I pumped all of it there, and after that, then I talked about my it would have made sense to show you a sample, actually. I talked about there's a section where I mentioned my CGPA. There's a place where I mentioned my leadership experiences. There are places where I mentioned my the skills, the technical skills that I have. There's a place where I mentioned, the awards that I've gotten. There's a place where I mentioned the scholarly affiliations that I have. And this scholarly affiliation is not serious. See, this scholarship thing is not a very, very serious thing, as a lot of people think it is. Say, for instance, I wasn't in any scholarly affiliation when I was after I finished school. But see, in each time in your school, say for instance, when I was in National University of Education, there's what they call NAPS. It's a National Association of Physics Student Society, something like that. So that was what I said I was a scholarly affiliation of. Okay, and that was it. So you might not be like every other person who is so much into research and has a lot of scholarly affiliation. Like, maybe you are doing one, you are affiliated with one particular scholarship, research body. It's not really compulsory. So far you were once a member of any association in your school, in your department, you can just talk about it if it's related with the program that you want to apply for. Okay, and that was it. And that was it. I think that was it. So and let me just quickly go to the schools that I applied to. Based on because I had an idea of also, mind you, I had people who were telling me also, oh, okay, you can apply to this school, you can apply to this school. So that is why it makes sense to also join scholarship WhatsApp groups. Okay, there are many WhatsApp scholarship groups that you can join. Okay, so you can as soon as we're done with this, I don't know. I can we created a WhatsApp group for this particular meeting. If you care to join, we've not actually started anything serious, but I can be dropping links of scholarship opportunities for you on the group. All right. And other than that, I can also add you to other scholarship groups. I will ask Timothy now. If Timothy is here, he's also a member of Great Mind Scholarship Group. I know that on that particular group, they will drop a lot of scholarship opportunities for anybody who is interested. So you can speak with Timothy as soon as Timothy is done. So we can speak with Timothy, and if he's interested in allowing you to be a part of the scholarship WhatsApp scholarship group, then you can you can be a part of a part of it, and see the schools that they are dropping, and then just implement some of these ideas that I mentioned. Okay, so what else do I need to what else do I need to mention now? I've talked about the transcript. So let me just give you an idea of some of the schools that I mentioned, that I applied to. And I was able to get the names of those schools. So like I said, I told you, I had some people, that's why I said it's good to join scholarship groups. So I had some people that, I joined the scholarship groups, and they mentioned certain schools, and then I just applied to them. So they mentioned some like Georgia Southern University. For anybody who is in the group who did anything related to chemistry, I know that Georgia Southern University might have some scholarship opportunities for you guys, so you guys can check them. It's GSU, Georgia Southern University. Okay, so you can check that school as well, and quite a number of schools in the US that you can actually check. There are over 1,500 schools. Okay, so all you just need to do is take the pain to go to Google and just search for the program that you're very, very much interested in, and then it gives you the option of the schools that has your program, and then you check their scholarship requirements and then mail them. Another beautiful thing that a lot of us don't know in Nigeria is that you can actually mail these people, or you can actually phone call them. I never thought I could do that, but it was when I got here that I figured that out. So once you go to their website, you will see the phone numbers of maybe the graduate coordinator or the department chair, and then you can like see their phone number, and then you can call them and say, oh, my name is Godwin, and I'm calling from Nigeria. I'm a student of I did my BSc degree was in physics. I'm interested in applying for a master's degree program in physics in your school. In your school, yes. And I wouldn't mind if you can let me know if there are scholarship opportunities in your school and all that. So that's how you do it. Or you can just drop an email to the supervisors, or you can drop did I say supervisor? Sorry, you can drop an email to the professors in that particular website, in that particular school, and they most likely will be able to point you in the right direction. You need to be bold. You can tell them, hello, my name is you can say, hello, my name is Prince Israel Olude. I am interested in applying for master's degree program in physiology, and my undergrad studies was in maybe human kinematics or something, or human kinetics something. And my undergraduate CGPA was maybe 3.0 or something, and it was like the best, maybe the second best in my set. And please point me in the right direction, as I am interested in applying for a fully funded scholarship in your department. So if that, I know those white people are very, very different from, they are very, very free people, open people, and they are good people. So they would send you back an email and say, hi, Prince Olude. They will tell you if there's scholarship opportunities for you, and they can even link you with other supervisors or other professors who they know that have funding or grant opportunities that they can bring you on board on, or they can also recommend for other schools that you can apply to. Okay, I think I should, at this point, I think I will just, and then you also have to apply to as many schools as possible. I applied to almost over 20 schools. So it's, and then when you are in this scholarship journey, you have to be patient, you have to be prayerful about it. You have to also be determined, you have to be diligent and be committed, because I had a lot of love letters. That's what we call it. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean by love letters, but it was like rejection letters. I got, like I said, I told you I wanted to start with Germany, but I got rejection letters from them for 2 years, 2 good years. Okay, I got rejection letters from a lot of schools. All right, but I know that once one school, kind of like sends you once one school just says yes, that solves all the problem of the rejection letter or the heartbreaks that you've had. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it open now for you guys to drop your questions, and then I will attend to your questions. But while I do that, while you're doing that, I will just, oh, so somebody is saying that, can you explain better, sir? I don't know what you want me to explain. Do you say GRE, TOEFL, and IELTS, are they for the same purpose? So now, GRE if you want to do GRE, especially for the STEM guys, if you want to do GRE, you have to do GRE and also do TOEFL. Okay, but if your school says you don't have to do TOEFL because you are coming from an English-speaking country, and they are willing to waive it for you, then you don't have to do it. You can just do only the GRE, and then you collect a letter of English proficiency letter from your school, and then you send it to them. Mind you, in my school, I don't know about your school, in my school, when they were going to give me my international transcript, they also give me an English proficiency letter stating that like the English proficiency letter that I explained earlier. So so I didn't have to pay for the English proficiency letter. I don't know about your school, and I don't know what is happening presently in my school, International University of Education now, but that is it. So it is possible for you to do the GRE and do TOEFL, or do GRE and not do TOEFL and just submit your English proficiency letter. And also, some people do TOEFL and they don't do GRE because they said the GRE is optional, or because the students mailed the graduate coordinator or mailed the supervisor and they said he can leave the GRE. Maybe because his CGPA is good. Okay, maybe because, let's say the CGPA requirement that they said is maybe 2.5 or 2.6 or 2.7, and he had a CGPA of 3.5, or let's say CGPA of 3.0, and then say, oh, that means that this student is good, so you don't have to do the GRE. Do you get it? That's how it goes. So that's it. Let me see if I can bring Timothy on board, and then maybe he can explain some other things that I didn't mention. Is Timothy still here? Let me see. Sam, let me add Sam. So let me try to add Sam. I hope Sam is. I don't know if Sam is still live. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to add Sam and Timothy as well. Oh my goodness, Sam finally made it. Ogami. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Oh, nice.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for making it. So, Sam, I know I probably made some mistake, and you're gakpata. So you most likely might be able to, to fix some of the loopholes. So what do you have to say for them?
I'll say you did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Might just add one or two things to it. Sorry, I just came into campus trying to search it up.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I will just add to what you say. So one is regarding references.
Thank you.
Reference
I didn't mention that. Got that. Yes.
Yeah. So if I know something, we actually ignore a lot in Nigeria. And reference letter can either make your application or destroy your application. So there's a general trend in most Nigerian universities where you meet a professor and you tell him you want a reference letter, blah blah blah, and the professor already have a template in his PC, at least from my university. So he just asks you, what did you graduate with? Is it a first class or 2-1 or 2-2, third class, or he has different reference letters for that grade. Once you just tell him, he asks you for your result, statement of results, or original certificate for you to photocopy it, so that you can confirm that you're a student in the school.
Okay.
Then once you confirm, you just go to that template. Yeah, templates are good, quite all right. But this is the bad thing about it. You just go to his template, edit in the template, edit it, put in your name, maybe Samuel Yusuf, put in your math number, put grade you. Okay, the grade is already there if it's first class or second class or so on. Then put the year you put, then you now send it to the school. So the problem is, if 5 of us from the same department are applying the same school and all graduate with 2-1, the professor will be sending the same thing for the 5 of us. I've casted everything. So it's like saying, Samuel Yusuf is a good student. He was one of the best in my class. his obedience and all those. Those are what they write, like obedience, what are not actually relevant. Then they send it. Then Smart now come. He write the same thing. Smart is a good student, he's obedient, he's one of the best in the class. Then John come. John is obedient, is this. So now the problem is if three of us are applying the same school, the admission review committee will be reading the same recommendation for three different people, which is actually not possible. There's no way I will be writing about Samuel, writing about John, writing about Glory, and I'm saying the same thing about three unique human beings. And whether you graduate in 2024 set or 2025 set or 2022 set, it's still the same thing as long as you're either first class or 2-1 or 2. If you have first class, they have template of first class. They have 2-1, they have template of 2. I normally tell people that if it is for UK universities, it can work because UK university want to collect your money. But if you are applying to the US, where you need scholarship and where students from China, from Indians are applying and all of you are fighting for the same path, they don't have your time. They'll just push it aside. So if you're meeting a professor for reference letter, make sure it's a professor that knows you, that can write something unique about you, and not something generic. And a professor that can sell you. So basically, they're looking for you to get someone that has a high reputation, that can vouch for your character, and can vouch that, oh, you cope during these academic studies and you will not drop out. Because once you drop out, you're affecting the school ranking. That's one. Once you drop out, the money they gave you, you've wasted it. So they don't want to take that loss, and they don't know you. So the only way they can try to minimize those risks is to find someone who has gone ahead of you, maybe in the academia or your boss, who has a strong reputation and can say, yes, I trust this guy. I can put my reputation on the line and recommend this guy. That's one. Then two, again, is what I tell people is that all recommendations are not equal. If my professor probably have publications in top tier journals, and maybe he's a Harvard graduate and stuff like that, and your professor just finished from maybe Uniben, he does not even have a publication, and those two different professors are writing recommendations to their students to the same school. Of course, they will take the one that they will rank the one that probably went to Harvard, have high publications highly, than the one that nobody even know. Because if let me say, like, for instance, my professor is what do they call this, your physics award? Is it Nobel Prize? What do you guys call those prizes? Yeah. So let's assume that's a person writing a recommendation for you and saying, oh, this guy works in my lab, and in the past 20 years of my work in quantum physics, this is the top 1% student that I have seen. Even if that guy graduates with teach, they'll prefer him than someone that graduated this class and they don't know is telling that, oh, this is the best student. So most of the time, people do a lot of great work when it comes to writing statement of purpose, having great grades, having great GRE score. But when it comes to recommendation, they just relaxed, not knowing that recommendation is as important as everything. So there was an article I read on LinkedIn. So this was, I think, the professor writing why did not take in one of the best applicants. Not one of the best, but actually the best applicants. I think they said they needed a spot. That was like the best applicant they were supposed to take. It's one of the reasons why they didn't. Sorry, let me reply to this message. Someone is supposed to meet me.
Okay. So somebody was asking just now that oh no. Somebody was I don't know if you can still hear me. Somebody was asking just now that some of the school request reference letter direct from the lecturer. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me?
Okay. Yeah. So
Sorry,
the guy.
somebody. Sorry to just somebody was asking, some of the school request reference letter direct from the lecturer. Some of the school request reference letter direct from the lecturer. Please, Sam, you will also help answer this too.
Okay. So let me just quickly summarize.
Yeah.
So the guy had like one of the best applications that I could think of in terms of everything, research publications, one of the best article and everything. So according to him, he said they've already concluded that I was the person that they were taking to join their lab. But now he needed 3 recommendations letter. 2 came in and the 2 were very good. So, but when the last one came in, they don't know if he offended the lecturer. But the last recommendation letter that came spoiled everything. The professor did not speak highly of the guy at all. And they said they couldn't take that chance, they couldn't take that risk because it cost them a lot of money to bring him down. They don't really know him. So if someone that knows him personally could write this about him, despite 2 people writing high, they feel they can't take that risk. So they have to drop him and pick someone who is as qualified as him, but who had good recommendation letters. So you get it. So those are the things. Then the other question, which is regard. So mostly what they do is they send a link to your professor. Then he click on those links, fill the recommendation letter from himself. So he can either have an option to upload the document or to type the document. So one of the things that can help you, maybe if you are asking a professor to write a recommendation letter for you, is maybe if you can have your CV of what you've done over the time, of you have research publications, what you have in this course, give him some of this your background information so that he can know more about you, not just random. Then if possible, try and talk to him and let him understand that, oh, please, I might not want those general. There's a way you can say it in a friendly way that just chances, reference letters, a big thing and all those stuff. And so there might be, and so okay, do a draft for me. Let me see. I work on your draft. So once you have such stuff, then the ball is at your court. Then you can do it. The others might not be comfortable about doing a draft. So if they're not comfortable, just try and see if you can give them your CV, what you've been doing. So that way they can write something unique and personalized about you and not just a general statement that you are obedient,
you're sure emphasizing on this, you're obedient.
I see my reference, the one that I was like, what nonsense is this? So I had to start let me give you a trap, please let me give you and all those stuff. Yeah. So those are those things because it really counts. So that will actually help you. Then you might you don't have access to a professor. So if you don't have access to a professor, if it's a doctor, yeah, you can also use a doctor. So basically PhD is like the highest. Professor is like just a title over here. So if it's a PhD, it's fine. If it's a professor, it's fine. Then in those cases, if you don't have those 2, maybe it's someone that lectured at an MSc. Yeah, you can still go about it, but then you now have to make the person write very, very well to cover up for those gaps. Yeah. Then some schools might say 3 reference letter. So if it is 3 and peradventure you are working, then I would advise you to mix it up. Maybe 2 can be from academia, 1 can be from your current or previous supervisor or manager. So you can just mix it so that it will not just be. But if you are maybe new, just graduate, and maybe it's just NYC, you don't have much experience, you can please submit the 3. But always don't advise you to submit the 3 or the 2. But I don't advise all those reference should be just work. Let's say you still have graduated for a long time. Can I just submit the 3 to the work or the 2 to the work? I always don't recommend that because your work cannot really talk more about your academic should I use the word achievement or exploit. They can only talk more about education, your teamwork and all the leadership ability, but they can't talk more about academic. So in that case, if it's just getting 1 from your school. At least let's get someone who taught you, who can talk about your academic achievement performance. That would give you like a balanced recommendation letter. So that's that. And I think you mentioned Wes. I also highly recommend Wes. Like I highly recommend Wes. Well, basically, once you have Wes, you have opportunity to apply to more schools.
Mm.
But some schools will tell you that if you don't submit Wes evaluation, they will not. They will not even go through your application. One school is George Washington University. I applied them. They're like, say, we won't review your application until you submit Wes. So before I did my Wes and everything, I would have done my Wes for years, but I felt it was not necessary. So it took me more than 4 years not doing Wes. Lost a lot of opportunities. And at the end of the day, I ended up doing the Wes again.
Yeah.
Higher exchange rate. Right.
Mm.
Like, oh, we can't review your application. Yeah, you had, because they were like, oh, I had a good profile, I should apply. After I applied, they're like, oh, sorry, if you don't, we don't have internal evaluation team, you must do Wes. Without Wes, we cannot review your application, we keep your application at hold. So, you know, the Nigerian factor and everything, Wes took over 3 months. So if I get my transcript and where those back and forth, the day from my university took about 3 months or so before my work was evaluated. By the time it was evaluated and it was sent to the school, funding was, they exhausted their funding. It was painful because they exhausted their funding. I know that I was a highly competitive student for that MBA program. I applied for an MBA then because what happened, you know, they will send you a rejection letter. Oh, we're sorry, yeah, and all those stuff. But the admission recruiter actually called me. Was like called me like, oh, we're sorry, we've completed the numbers of students in this program, and we know you are one of the top applicants. Can we please switch your course to this course?
Sorry,
To
Sam.
get
Somebody
it.
is also asking a question again. I'm so sorry. Well, somebody's saying, what can you say about schools that request for programming skills like MATLAB and Python? What can you say about schools that request for programming skills like MATLAB and Python during the application stage?
So it's a big thing. It's a big thing. If the school say they want Python or MATLAB skills and you lie and say you can do it and you come here, you will die. Right.
You lie, you die.
So there's no two ways about it. So once they say they require it. Like they're straightforward. So if you say you can do it, just know you can do it. So generally I advise everyone, especially if you have the time, you should learn
Just
maybe
start learning now.
just start learning now.
Just
If
start
you
learning
dedicate,
now.
if you probably don't have like a full-time job, instead of complaining that there's no job, use that time. Go to Coursera. You can learn for free as long as you don't need the certificate. You want the knowledge. Go to Coursera. Use courses you can audit for free. Go to Udemy. Sometimes Udemy do promos. You get course of almost $100 for 5,000 naira during those days. I think there was one. I think might end today, which is about 2.5 at the 3K in Nigeria. I was like, God, this was what we had then. I did not, in quotes, knew the value. Now that you are seeing like $100 if you want to pay for this course from you. So take advantage of these courses. Do it. Once you do it, apart from doing it, try to do projects on it. So let's say I'm interested in going for a course in um, let's say, okay, let me even say I'm interested in going for an art course in linguistics,
Okay.
right? I decide to go and learn Python and learn machine language learning. And I can decide to do a project. It might be a small project, but decide to do a project on what's this thing called? Linguistic. What's this word? I've forgotten the word. But there's a course in linguistic where you can analyze languages.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, maybe like speech languages, maybe to convert it English to French or stuff like
Okay.
that.
Maybe
All
like
those
speech transition, something like that.
things. So something related to your field, just type it on Google. Maybe related to your field, and you say, how can I use machine learning to do this? Or maybe on ChatGPT, you can see an option of how you can do it. So just create. It might be a small project, So that will help you when you are writing your statement of purpose. You can tell them that, oh, during my free time, I did this project on this, and you can share the link to the project. So automatically that makes you stand out. So you're not just an art student, you are now an art student that knows how to program. And a lot of these professors might need your skills because they might be working in similar project, or even if they are not working in similar project, they might be working in project that they need someone with a computation and skills. So instead of going to computer science department to look for a student, they already have a student in their department that has such skills. Yeah. So the truth is, once you know, like, scholarship is not free money. You're actually giving value for you to get it. So the
Okay.
question becomes, do you want to give, right? So tend to build your skills about those things. So learn MATLAB, learn the programming skills, use it and bridge those gaps. Work on a project. It might be one project, it might be two projects. If you have the opportunity to even publish that project or write about it on the blog, do that. You can share those things, show what you've been doing.
Can I
Yeah.
ask that what can you tell them about their LinkedIn profile as far
Yeah,
as the scholarship is concerned?
I think you should optimize it. Because sometimes you can even message the professors on LinkedIn. Yeah, you can message them on LinkedIn. You can follow them on LinkedIn to see if they make any posts regarding scholarships and all those stuff. Yeah, so you have to just put your strongest is it fit out there to know more about it. Then someone says you have HND graduate that want to apply. So there's nothing like HND and BSc here. Everybody are equal here. So,
So did you get it? That is that with your HND you go get scholarship. We get
yeah,
plenty friends with the we say na HND
so
they carry come here and they still
don't
have scholarship.
So the funny thing is, like, in Canada, if you have HND, they see you as though you have 2 degrees. If you have BSc, they see you as though you have just one. So in Canada, if you don't have HND, you have an upper hand in their immigration system compared to someone with a BS.
God.
So because they see that ND is 1 year, you go for ND is 2 years, you go for 1 year training, then you do HND 2 years. So they see that you spend 5 years in school. And BSc in Canada, over here in Canada is 2 years, and you end up spending 5 years. So they see that you have two or more degrees over there. Right, so basically, the only thing you just do is that once you have a change, you just do your West evaluation. So your West evaluation will need your ND and your HND degrees transcript. So it will convert it together to the US equivalent as one straight year one to year four, year five. So they do that straight for you, and you get your CGPA, which is a mix of ND and HND. You get your final certificate, so you can now use that to apply to school. So that is fine. It's only Nigeria that have this discrimination. They don't care once you have HND.
Can you allow me to also chip this in as far as the Python programming skill is concerned? That when I was going to apply, I knew about Python, but I wasn't good at coding. Like I knew about Python. Do you get? And even the MATLAB that it was mentioning, I think we were supposed to do it, but we couldn't do it in Nigeria because I don't know why they didn't teach us during our program. So in essence, when I was coming here, when I got the scholarship, I wasn't good with Python programming and I wasn't also good with MATLAB. So, and I'm here anyway. And when I got here, I knew that it was necessary for me to learn it. It was even a course that I had to take, and I still had to like learn it. So, the fact that you don't have a Python programming skill does not mean that you still cannot get your program if you package yourself well in your maybe your CV or your statement of purpose and every of those ones that reflects you, right? But once you're able to get it and when you come here, these are things that you might also need to work on because you need them anyway.
Yeah, you need them. They just assume that you need them, so you should be able to deliver. Yeah. But you should still apply. Don't say you don't have this, so
Yeah.
do not apply.
Yes.
So once, as much as you are working on yourself, you still need to be applying. You just need 1 year, right? So as you are working, just to be applying. So you might be getting, but the truth is you are growing to get to a point that you become very competitive and you just apply and you get the years you need, and that's all. Yeah.
Can you also give them ideas of how you like shortlisted schools that you wanted to apply to? How did you do yours?
Um, So I used Google search. I asked friends here. I joined. So I think I joined some groups like this
Scholarship
website.
groups.
Yeah, some scholarship group. When people post their transcript and say, "Oh, I got full funding from this school," I got to check the school. I send message to professors, send to graduate coordinators. Like literally did everything I could think of. Ask people, oh, like remember then asking my friends, which school do you know that has funding in X and Y Z program and all those things? Then they might send me a link and say, check this out. I might check it. I might send a mail to the graduate coordinator. It might not be positive. I'll look for another one and all this stuff. The year I came here, I knew I had applied to like with 5 or 6 schools or seven that
Mm.
particular year. The year I felt like I must get this thing this year. So I like applied to a lot of schools, reached out to a lot of professors. This one said no, I can speak from my list. Like both top schools, both non-top schools. I just
All this good.
I just apply. If I see an application fee waiver, I just like, oh yeah, applied. Call the professor, beg the professor, like, see, I'm sorry, I know I'm stressing you, but I just want to try this again. So it's an extent he became used to me, his assistant,
Mm.
secretary,
Mm.
just my secretary just see my email. He would just call me like I saw an email from so school from you. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Like, should I send it? I would say yes. So it just became like a default from the
Mm.
sometimes even when I'm
And I
trying in schools, once you just put those email, they'll just do automated and send the lecturer the email to fill. Even when I've not yet made up my mind and I'm getting a call,
mm.
oh, well, we've submitted the reference for you. So those stuff. Yeah, but you just have to. It's a game of numbers, right? The
Mm.
more you apply, the higher your chances. And you should also reach out to professors. Yeah.
I was going to say that what would you say about, I know that it does I don't know if you have anything to say to this, but do you think it makes sense for somebody to just reach out to a professor when you need the professor to help you to send a letter of recommendation?
No.
So what would you suggest they do? Like, how do they keep a relationship with the professor before? Do you get what I'm trying to say now?
So, what I did was I started reaching out, maybe Christmas break, sending message,
Makes
or
sense.
not deal with, those Nigerian can say that at the end of the day, put my name, then Easter break, put that, or maybe if I'm following on Facebook, and I'll write comment that will make him know that okay, somebody's typing a comment, those, just show yourself. Then maybe I think when I was now in the city, then I went to maybe visit the professor like it. Yeah, might be maybe those festive period. It might just be wine that might not be expensive,
Mm.
but you just want a situation to remember you. That when you call your name, you can know that oh, this is the person.
Avi.
Yeah, so once you just develop that relationship,
Mm.
then you can just continue. Yeah, maybe once in a while it might be card. You can just it's not you just the little you can do, just do it.
Mm.
It's not like the system there is different from the system here.
Yeah,
But
sure.
those little you just do. You need the professor also have like an assistant working with him. That's just another person you have to develop a relationship with. Because then I know in my university, most of the recommendation letters at the end of the day will come to the assistant's table.
Mm. Mm.
So the professor will just tell the assistant to yeah, do this thing and send. So whatever the assistant feel like writing,
Yes.
it's, so you just also want to develop a relationship with the assistant.
I'm seeing some questions here. Thank you, Mr. Cornelius, for joining. Thank you so much, sir. I'm seeing a question here. It says, like, should I go for the option of Canada West Evaluation or International? This question is so strange. Should I go for the option of Canada West Evaluation or International?
Okay, so it depends. So the thing is, if so, once you check, so like before now, West Evaluation, West had 2 offices. They had in US and they have in Canada. But currently, I think they've merged all. They are all in Canada. So now, but the options will be if you want it for immigration purpose, if you want it for studies. So you have to choose study and you have to choose US studies that your schooling coming. You want to use it for US schools. So this is the option you have to check. And they have, I think, and you have to go for what they call course by course evaluation. Course by course
Okay.
evaluation with the option of saving the transcript. Savings. I think the maximum should be like $220. It might be 210 at the end or 215 depending. But I think the maximum I've done for someone or people that have asked to do, they paid with around $220. So and if you have a BSc and you have an MSc and you have a PhD and you have anything higher than a PhD and you want to do US evaluation all at once, you pay West just that. If you have only BSc, you pay them 220. If you have PhD and you want to do BSc to PhD, you still pay 220. But if you have BSc and you do PhD separate, you now want to do MSc separate. For each of those separate, you pay 220, 220 each. But if you join all and do it once, you just charge you one of this. Those are things you have to look into. So yeah. So it just West US cost by cost evaluation.
Okay, somebody just asked, please, can I use same reference letters from the lecturers for all the applications or need to get fresh one for any school you want to apply to? Please, can I use same reference letters from the lecturers for all the applications or I need to get fresh one for any school I want to apply to?
Okay, let me try and just like put like a scenario and maybe hope I understand your question. So let's say I'm applying to Boston University, one, and I'm applying to Northeastern University, two. Those are two different universities, right? So maybe Boston University, I have Smart, I have Samuel as my lecturer that I want them to submit reference for me. In Boston University, Smart and Samuel can submit in Boston University. In Northeastern, Smart and Samuel can still submit in Northeastern because they use different application portal. So they will not know what is submitting the same school. So it doesn't matter. I can decide to for a different lecturer and say, okay, maybe I want to use Smart and Samuel. Yeah, I want to use Gabriel and John. It still does not matter. Right? So there are different universities, different people that are reviewing it. So they don't know whether you applied to a school before or not. They focus on what you submitted. And so even if the person if the lecturer write the same thing for you in Boston University and you submit the same to in Northeastern, as long as they are the same, maybe physics, they will not know what you wrote in that other school. The most important thing is that let it be tailored to you. Let it not be like a generic. So let it be tailored to you. Most likely, let it also be tailored to the course you are applying. So no, yeah. So maybe once they do that for you, you can tell them to save the copy in their PC. So that in case you want to apply to another school, they can just use that template they already have tailored to you, and just change one or two things and send it. But just make sure that that template they are not using it for other students. Yeah. So most likely those can work.
Then this question is, what is the reason for getting rejection letters from schools? What is the reason for getting rejection letters from schools?
You can't say A or B. So most schools will tell you that the application is holistic.
Vivian,
And what
thank
they mean by
you so much for joining.
and
Yes, just go ahead.
what they mean by holistic is they look at so many things. So they look at your CGPA, they look at your GRE or GMAT if they ask of that. They look at your statement of purpose. They look at your work experience through your CV. They look at your reference data. So they look at your leadership experience and like the impact this course would have for you after you're done. If the school have other essays, they also look at that. So they review all these things and most likely maybe rank it. So once they now rank it based on so many factors like, oh, okay, we're looking at we want to take 10 students. They might now say, maybe the 10 best in around to give an offer. That's one thing cool. But most of the time it might not work that way because they now have to start looking at things like diversity. Like we don't just want the class to be all blacks or the class to be
All
all white,
Nigerians.
or exactly or all white or all Asians or all Latinos. So they want to be like a mixed class and they start looking at diversity. Because if you look at when you're applying, they'll ask you your race and all those stuff. So they now start looking at those things to make sure that the class is as diversified as expected. So that will now start determining whether you go in or not. And another thing again they might look at again is the funding that they have. How many people can our funding accommodate? They might want to grow people, but their funding cannot accommodate that. So it means they'll have to restrict to that. Right. So like there's a department in my school, it's a pretty new department. When I was talking to one of the professors, the director was like, we cannot take more than one PhD student at a time in our department because of funding. So basically, if they take a PhD student for this year, before they can take one PhD student for this year, before they can take a new PhD student, until that PhD student graduates. So if you apply the period, even if you have 4.0 or 4.0, you have the best, they will not take it because they don't have the fund for you. That's what you have to do. Some might just be 3 PhD, some might be 4, some might be 5. Those are what you have to do. Then another thing, okay, I think I just.
Oh, I think we just lost. I think we just lost Sam. I'll try to add him back again. For those just joining, you guys might just have to. I'll leave this video for maybe a few days, and then I'm gonna be deleting it later. Or I'll try to see if I can download it and then like put it on YouTube for you guys to listen to this. This is really going to add value to a lot of you. So let me just quickly go back to thank you for the answer to the first question. What of the people that finished long time ago that even some of your lectures might not know you are dead, no longer in active service, or could not even remember you? Okay, so you're talking about recommendation. So you can. So I had someone who had such similar experience who got a letter of recommendation. So I don't want to believe that every one of them is dead, or you don't know somebody in that school that knows somebody in that your department. There has to be somebody that you know that knows somebody that you can speak to. So far they can attest to the fact that connection failed. So far, can you guys still hear me? Can everybody still hear me, please? Can everybody still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? So if you can still hear me, I'll just continue anyway. So if you know, can everybody still hear me? I'm just going to wait for a response. Yes, we can. Good. So if you know somebody, so that means that you have to, so far you know somebody in that school, that's all that you need, please. So just communicate with that one professor or one lecturer that you know that you finish from this department. You can actually go to that department and meet all the lecturers or meet the HOD. I know it's not very, very easy, but it's worth giving a try. Don't stop. The major challenge that a lot of us have is we first stop our head. Like we stop the idea in our head because we feel like, oh, I finished 10 years ago, I finished 12 years ago, so it's not going to be possible for me to meet any of the professors. So just go, try, go and discuss with them. I finished from this school, but I need letters of recommendation to apply for scholarship programs. And most of my professors, I knew these professors, so mention their names, so they know. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. And then some of them might be willing to help. Do you get it? Some of them might be willing to help. So we're almost done. I'm going to be like ending this in a few minutes now, but let me just see if I can answer some of these questions. Hope lecturers won't get tired of sending letters to school one is applying for and calling lecturers often to check their mail. Hope it yes, it's going to be like you're disturbing them. Yes, but that is why we said you have to create a relationship with them. That's why we said you have to create a relationship with them. Don't go and meet them when you need them. Some of us just go and meet them when we need them. So create a relationship with your professor, check up on them, call them, run errands for them, do research for them, do whatever for them, just to be in their radar. So that when you need them, you can always reach out to them. And then sometimes when you reach them, don't call them like in the middle of the night. I've made a mistake of calling one of my professors. And my professor was like, "Why would you call me? Don't you know that this time is so late?" I was like, "I'm so sorry." I was so overwhelmed with the fact that I wanted to apply to a program. Okay, so don't call them in the middle of the night. Know what time to call them, and then you should be good to go. Develop a good relationship with them. When and how is the right way to approach graduate school applications? Like Sam had already mentioned some of those things. I had mentioned it earlier that you have to check online, and you can just go over this video, honestly, and then you'll be able to like get some of the answers to these questions. So I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Now, most likely we are going to do another one of this kind of program, but I don't know when. I'll try to bring in more people so you can get more experience from them. You can hear from their own story and see how it's going to be of value to you. Let me see if I can take one more question and then I'm done. Should I have to? We've answered this. We've talked about the MATLAB. We've talked about all of this. Yeah, we've talked about all of this. So yes, I think we're good. I hope this was you guys really learned from this. And let me just, so how do we get the add up to the WhatsApp group? So let me see. So if you guys can just DM me on Facebook, DM me on Facebook. I'm gonna drop you the link to join the WhatsApp group. DM me on Facebook. I'm gonna drop you the link to join the WhatsApp group. Majority of you guys are there anyway, but DM me. I'm gonna send you the link to join this WhatsApp group, and then I will see, because I don't want the WhatsApp group to be scattered. I think it will make sense if you guys can join the Great Mind Scholarship group. There's one of my friends there, Kolawole, is always dropping scholarship links. Kolawole is more very, very consistent with dropping scholarship links. I wanted to even bring him, but I guess it was busy. So if you DM me, I will see how they can, add you guys if you're interested to that particular scholarship group, because you would literally learn a lot from that scholarship group. Okay. So and then another thing I'm going to say is please don't like discourage yourself. Don't get discouraged, and also don't discourage yourself. Be able to like dream, and then dream big. I don't know if this is looking like motivation, whatever it is you want to call it that, right? So when I was in Nigeria, then I used to like write on my book. I'll say, oh, I'm gonna be in USA. I'll say, I'm gonna have this social number, outline of the number of schools that I wanted to apply to. One, I'm going to apply to University. What month wants to be, they were going to be the application. I knew when they were going to do the application. I knew all their requirements, all their scholarship requirements. So like you have to be disciplined. You have to be like how should I say, proactive when it comes to it. You have to join as many scholarship groups as possible, and when you join these groups, you have to like try to DM the what do they call it, the group, is it the group admin? Yes, the group admin. And then somebody just dropped the link to the scholarship group. Yeah, thank you so much, Prince Israel Olumide. So you guys can quickly copy the link now and then access the group. So I had to like DM some of the group admins and tell them that, oh, my name is Godwin Smart. I'm interested in, you mentoring me. And that was how I was able to meet with people like Ijesha Canadian. He's one big man on Twitter, in the Twitter academic space, who, started mentoring me on scholarship. I would send him my letters of recommendation. He would help me review and say, oh, this one is bad and all that. And when he's busy. Do you get it? And I wasn't troubling him. I wasn't asking for money from him. Nigerians, we get to do some of these things too. And these kind of things piss off some of these people. So join as many scholarship groups as possible. Be very, 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 very proactive. Be prayerful about it, and just be up and doing. Don't expect that somebody is going to help you to do everything. Be ready to do everything by yourself, because even the people that are here have research work that they have to do, and they don't have time, to help you to do everything. So it has to be like do it yourself. It's a do it yourself thing. All right, and I pray on this journey, God is going to help you. Yeah, I know that the aspect of money is so much, but that is it. Yoruba people say, "Eniba mamu inu apata oniwe no ake." Like, if you want to drink the honey inside a big rock. You will not look at the mouth of the axe. You will painstakingly, find a way, because you know what you're going to be benefiting from this at the end of the day. So you will painstakingly do your best to ensure that you save this up. This that I said was not something I just woke up and then I did. I did it for almost like, is it not 3 to 4 years planning savings? So you can do it. All right. You can start saving your money now. Some of you are probably doing your NYSC now, and you can save up your NYSC fee, right? What do they call alawi, and then you can use it to do some of these things. Some of you are doing, I don't know, maybe forex or whatever it is you're doing. At least be saving the little you can save, even if it is 5,000, even if it is 10,000, even if it is 1,000 naira. Start saving and investing it towards, your scholarship journey. And I pray that God will bring, will fulfill your heart desires and cause your line to, fall in pleasant places. Mind you, this is not part of it, but then I do music. I'm a recording artist, as well as being a physicist. I also do music. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about, and I am recording a song. I'm releasing a song like in 3 days from now. That's June 15th. It's titled Righteousness. You can please help me stream the song when it is out. You can check my songs on Spotify. You can search my name on any song streaming platform, either Audiomack or Spotify or Amazon or whatever, or Reverb Nation, whatever. I would recommend Spotify. So or Boomplay, you can search for Godwin Smart. I have a song titled Embrace there. I have a song titled You Deserve there. And I also have a song coming by June 15 titled Righteousness. So you guys can listen to it, stream it, and then share it with your people too. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it a lot. All right. See you some other time. Bye-bye. Thank you.